So I'm really happy that we have this number of people in this call today. Um, welcome. I mean, we have Tesla both. I have Mokola. Welcome to this class. I mean, you are like the first students to come to the class. You know the class starting by 7 p.m. And you people were early, and that's good sign of consistency and commitment. So I really commend you. Yeah, commend you for being fast. You can unmute your mic and speak. How was your day today? And another question is, were you able to attend the virtual classroom? So, Omobola, you can just go ahead and speak. Okay, I guess his mic is not close to him. So I'm moving to Mr. Teslim. How was today? Were you able to attend the virtual classroom? You can mute your mic and speak. Oh, it's an open class. It's like we're seeing you physically, even though we're not seeing you physically. I mean, let's have this physical presence or physical interaction. It's very, very important, especially for learning. Yeah, Mr. Joshua, welcome. Welcome to today's class. So, um, okay, everybody's coming in now. See Sunday Obasi and Yola. Welcome to class. Waiting. So if you know you are in class today, you can just drop a screenshot to your friend, grab your court member. See, we are trying to build a community here. So within your court, it's a community. So if you don't know anybody yet in your community, it is wrong. So drag everybody and come here. Everybody in your community, everybody in your court, drag them. I'm not saying anybody out of level 3, everybody inside level 3. So each and every one of us has like their own separate court. So with that, you can drop a screenshot of you in the class with the link and tell them you can join. So encourage them because it is needed very soon. Some of you don't know that there's going to be like a general competition between each sport, and the best sport eventually is going to go on with cash prize basically. And because we are focusing on building product actually, so eventually we're building product and we're helping the person, we're helping the team, not a person, a team in general, to launch the product into production. Yes, that's like one of the core value of vegetarian. So welcome. You can unmute your mic and speak. Oh, how was your day today? The class is going to start in the next 5 minutes. So I'm still giving time for everyone to join. So we'll have a full house. I mean, as you see, the over 50 students today. Is that possible? Can we make that possible? I need 50 students, over 50 students in this class today. So drop what you're going to do for me now is go to each of your cohorts, drop a screenshot of you in the class today and the link to the class. Share the link to the class. Let's have the numbers coming in. Let's have the numbers coming in. So can we have more numbers? Can we have more numbers? I mean, it's not good to come late to class now. We'll be sending reminders here. How many of you receive reminders from your DMs? You can put it in the chat box if you have any question. How many of you attended the virtual class? I want you to open your mic and speak as regards the virtual class. How was it? Well, see, we want to hear your feedback. How was the virtual class generally? You
It
can speak. You
was
can
it
open
was
your mic and speak. It was what?
it was fine, sir. It was fine. It was okay, sir.
Was it what you were expecting?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was everything was detailed.
Everything was detailed, right? So you understand like the whole concept.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So by now you have like your VS code.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
sir.
think I see goodness here. Let's have it. You can unmute your mic and speak. Oh. It's an open class. Hello, goodness. I guess goodness is not in class. Mr. Joshua, how was the class? Or you have not attended your own virtual class? I have attended my virtual class in the house. Raise up your hand. I just give me a Sydney. Talk like be open. I've told you, like there's no learning in silence here. You talk. Mr. Omogola, how was the class?
The class was okay, sir.
The virtual class experience, did you like it? Were you able to learn something?
Yes,
There was a coding part. Were you able to do the code? Were you able to write the code?
yes, yes.
I didn't stress you, didn't give you any stress.
No, not at all.
How many SP points did you have?
2,600 plus.
Let me even see the SP points now. Let me see what everyone did. How to plan it. Let me see who's at the top. If the person at the top is not in this class, that person who attend this class. So I'm opening my own 1 minute, please. And you can always go back to it if you want to go back to it though. But when you're going back to it, you're not getting any SP points. So overall, rate the experience. Just put it in the chat. W's in the chat. Rate the experience. Let's see who is on the leaderboard. Let's see who's on the leaderboard. I'm always curious to know actually. Can anyone see my screen? Okay, so let's see. So we have one, one student. My network. Okay, now. Number one student. I don't know how this person got 8,000 and something, and he's still getting more. I don't know. The last time I checked, it was 7,000 and something. Now it's 8,000. I think he will be one of our old students generally. And this account is different to the number. Because we had some old students there, and I'll do my finding. If you are that number one person, I'll find you. So we have.
I am the number one person.
Were you in the last JavaScript class, front end development class?
No, no.
How did
Me,
you get 8,000 something?
I was
You hacked the
shocked, sir.
system. What? Eh?
Myself, I was shocked.
I'm surprised. There's a glitch. It's definitely a glitch because well, I will check it. Sha. I will check. So who is number three? Let me see. So we have Emmanuel Locking. Who is Emmanuel Locking in this class? This class. Who is Sis B?
Good
That's like
evening.
number three. Ah, I got you. How was the experience? You go 100%. Like you know HTML and CSS before.
Yeah, yes.
Ah, casted. So who is Mr. David? Okay, fair enough actually. So I'll see Savior G. Yeah. So by the end of the week, we'll be doing like a shout out to the best students, top three students. Shout out to the best students. Shout out to the best active students in the community. Shout out to the best students that attend live classes. So this is a consistent, very, very important. We're watching you. And some I want to clear the air. At the end of this course, you are getting a certificate. And Web3 is not just a company. Web3 is a registered company. Yeah, it's powered by Web3 Technologies Limited. You can check them out. It's a registered company, so don't be scared. You get your certificate and it's verified as a boot camp. Yeah, boot camp certificate. So I appreciate everyone that actually put in work. If you know, I dropped a message earlier. You know that you don't have access to a laptop yet. You can use something called SPCK editor. We dropped it on each court. We dropped it on each court. SPCK editor. If you don't have, I think that was one of the first two that I actually used to code, and it really helped me. It's more like BS code, basic thing. But I mean, it's still stressful to code with your phone. But I would say for starting, it's something you can do if you have like much resilience. Yeah. So we need more people in this class. So if you're in this class now, go to your court, drop a screenshot, and tag who you don't know, tell them to join, please. Community drives the network, and network drives opportunity. So please do well to share the link of this class in your respective course. Please tag somebody, tag one, two person, and tell them that the class is going on, because I don't want anyone to miss this class. Thank you very much. So I'll be handing over the mic to our tutor. Let's give him a round of applause, Mr. Opeyemi. I'm not seeing a round of applause, so I'm just seeing 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and yep. So Mr. Opey, you have the mic.
Hello everyone. Good evening everybody. How are you excited to be here? So can I please if you can hear my voice and if I speak clearly. So can you hear my voice? Am I really audible? Am I speaking too fast? Am I too slow? So shall I move on? So let's carry on then everyone. So welcome officially to the class. Me, I'll be your front-end instructor for the next few weeks. So first, before moving on, can anyone describe what the internet is to he or she? Can anyone? Can anyone describe what the internet is to he or she? What do you understand by the word internet? Anybody? Anyone? So no one wants to offer an let me say a definition or whatever. So Mr. Joshua, can you just carry on?
All right, good evening, sir. Well, I would say the internet
Good evening.
is the way people connect online, like more like a network online, where people connect and relate with each other.
With each other. All right, cool. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Thank you, Mr. Joshua. Anybody? Anyone else wants to offer? All right then. So moving on then. So when it comes to the internet, oh, I can you can. I think you can mute your mic, please.
Good
Mr.
afternoon.
Akin something. I can't.
Good
Yeah, your name,
afternoon.
please. I can't reach your name yet.
My name is
Good
Epsiba.
afternoon. Good evening.
My name is Epsiba.
Akiba.
I want to say that internet is a
Okay, Akiba.
place or a
All right.
space where people
Wow.
interact with each
It's
other
space.
and where information can be gotten from.
So when you say we interact with each other, how do we interact with each other? How?
Like
When you say it's a place,
for example, like X, Instagram, WhatsApp is a like it is an internet space where people join the
all right.
internet, then speak to each other, look for each other's contact, then interact with each other.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, Akiba. So now when it comes to the internet, everyone, the internet is a global network of what connected computers and devices that communicates with one another. Shall I come again, everyone? The internet is a global network of connected computers and devices that communicate with one another. So first thing first, you have to understand about the network, the computer network, right? So remember, when it comes to computer science students, now you know your local area network, your wide area networks, and stuff like that. So all this together makes up the internet in a way. In a way, right, everyone? So when you have a computers connected to each other, right, you have the internet. So internet is like a layer on top of the computer network itself. Right, everyone? So I'm not too fast. If I'm too fast, everyone, just let me know so I can slow down my work. I can slow down the speed at which I talk itself. I hate one. So I said the internet is the what? So I said the internet everyone, is a global network of connected computers and devices that communicates with one another. So when you are at one place over here and you have someone else at the other side of the world, so that person now is also connected to the internet in a way, using your Wi-Fi or whatever. I don't mean there's some technologies behind it also. It's not just simple connection itself. I don't mean one. So now you first. So before you can access the internet itself, yeah, so there are various things they are needed in a way. I mean one. So before you get access to the internet, you have the client. Try to. So now when it comes to accessing the internet now, that's when we have this client server communication. I mean one. So I'm just going to put you like a broad overview of what happens behind the scenes when you try to communicate with with each other itself in a way. So everyone, so now moving on now. So I think FCBA said the internet is a place where we communicate with one another, right? So now for all these things to take place, everyone, we have the client server communication. I think everyone. So now you know your Instagram, your Facebook, and so your social media itself, they are all what applications itself. I don't everyone. I remember. So now, as I was saying now, I said the internet is also what a global network of connected computers and devices that communicate with one another, right? So you think of it as as a huge network of roads. So now you as a person now, let's look at our area. I'm saying our address system itself now. Physically, I'm talking to you guys from a place in Lagos, right? And you are also on somewhere else. I remember. So now right now you guys are communicating to each other through through this Google meeting or whatever, right? So now there are various things that take place behind the scenes for this communication to take place itself. I remember. So that what this leads us to the client server communication. So for example, now if I go to a browser, I remember if I go to my browser and I go to a certain site, so I can just come by and just click on the certain site itself. I say google.com. I remember I say google.com. So can anyone tell me what happens over here behind the scenes? Anyone? Does anyone have any idea what happens when I click on google.com here and I get this interface shown to me? Anybody?
I think
Does
it's
anyone want to
more of
offer that?
you
What happens?
making. Okay, I
Who's
think
speaking,
it's
please?
more of a. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, that is more of making a request to Google's server. So you are more like the client while Google is the server. So you are communicating via this client server communication.
Can you just come again? Hello?
So did you get me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I said it's more of making a request to Google's server. So you are the client while Google is the server. So you are communicating like more like this client server communication you are trying to explain.
All right, cool. Yeah. I think you got it right. Yeah, you got it right. So now, everyone, we know about the client server communication. But first thing first, before we move on, what is the client or who is the client, and then who is the server? So first thing first, who is the client and who is the server? So now the client and everyone is a device or application that makes a request for something. Let me just type it over here. So I said a client is a device, everyone, or application that makes a request. So you have to type it now, just type it. That makes a request for something. I don't mean everyone. So now say a client now. Let me say a device now. That be your Chrome, your browser. These are applications itself, right? So your Chrome, your Firefox, your Safari, your Edge. These are applications. Let me say these are browsers itself. And then you also have your mobile applications like your Instagram, your Twitter, your X and whatever. These are applications itself. I everyone. So you can all label them as a client. Because why? They're making a request on the internet for something. I don't know everyone. So moving on now, when you have that now, you now have the what? So let me just put an example over here that says your e.g. you have the Chrome, your browsers, your Chrome, the Safari, and what else again? Okay, we have the Edge, etc. You have your mobile applications. Which one? Okay, that's like your Instagram and co HZ, your Instagram, your Temu, etc. I remember. So now you as a client now, you go to your browser, you type in google.com, right? You type in google.com, and then this page gets onto you. Or you can go to start do you have again? You can go to let's say Flutter Wave. I go over here and I get this page as a response. I don't mean. So that means that what you as a client using my browser or using my device, my browser itself, my Chrome right now to make it what to request to what this starting what URL. I remember. So there's some things that go on behind the scenes that shows me this what I guess this response itself. So some things happen what behind the scenes for me to get this interface showing back to me on my browser itself. I don't mean. So that comes in the server itself. So now who else wants to describe what the server is? Anybody? Who else wants to describe what a server is? Anyone? Anyone? Anybody in the house? So okay, who's that again?
Yes, we can hear you. But please, you're not understanding. I'm not understanding.
So where is it you don't understand?
Like, I don't really get what
Okay
you are
then.
doing.
So now right now I'm describing what the internet is all about. Are you with me? So now as a front-end engineer or say developer itself, your job is to what is to create web pages or say interfaces itself. That's your job of a front-end developer. So now you as a person now as an engineer, you're developing pages itself, right? You have to also know what happens behind the scenes for your pages to what you get rendered on the site itself. Are you with me? So now I said so before your pages can go over on the internet itself, you have to understand what the internet is all about. I don't mean. So you have to understand what the internet is all about. And I said the internet is a global network of computers connected together, right? I me Faith. So I said
Yes,
the
I
internet
am.
is a global network. Yeah, so I'm trying to give a recap of what I've been saying so far for the past 10 minutes. So I said the internet is a global network of connected computers and devices that communicate with one another. I don't mean. So now you as a person now on your phones or your browser or your laptops, you try to access a site, right? I don't mean it. And to
Yes,
everyone
I am.
also.
Yes, I am.
So you as a person now, when you go to your browser, let's say are you still a student? Afraid. So let's
Yes,
say
I am.
so let's say on your browser now or on your school portal, you go to your school portal itself, right? That's a certain URL over here. I don't mean. Now,
Yes, I
what
can hear you.
happens now? You as a person now, you're the client. Yeah, I'm trying to explain the client server communication right now. I don't mean. So now you as a person now, you are the client itself because you're making a request to a certain URL or to a certain server itself. So moving on. So you as a client now, I say your client is a device or application that makes a request for something. Which you can see over here. This is the definition over here. So now your browser, your mobile application, these are examples of a client, right? Because they make a request to the server, and the server then does gives them back a response in form of certain files. So I'm happy to move on now, everyone.
Yes, please.
All right. So do you have any question again, Faith?
No,
All
no.
right. So do you understand it fully now?
Yes, I am getting it now. Thank you.
So now moving on now, Faith. So can you just explain what I've been saying so far? Because I want something to you understand it now. So I hope you're not lost anymore. So I can move on, right?
Yes, please.
All right. So now when it comes to the server now, everyone, a server is a computer or software system that does receives request and provides response. Are you with me? So a server is a computer. Oh, why is my system this way? So I said a server is a computer or software system that receives request and what provides what response. So now this is just a simple definition. There's still more to it in a way. So mind you, before you can call a computer a server, it has to be connected to the internet itself. I know everyone. Before you can call a computer a server, it has to be connected to the internet. Because if it's not connected to the internet, there's no way it can receive request. I don't know everyone. So that's very important. Because if it's not connected to the internet, then it's just a waste of time. Because if it's not connected, there's no way it can get any kind of request from anywhere itself, and they return a response. I don't know everyone. So I just will draw just a little diagram over here. So first thing first, you as a person, as a client, right? Let me just change this color. So I'm just going over a client here. So I just want to draw a little diagram. So as a client now over here, right, you make a request. That's trying to just hold on, just trying to draw a diagram over here. So you can already see clearly. As you all know the definition of a server right now, right? Anyone? I hope no one is left behind, no one is lost. So I'm going to move on, right? So now let's say right now everybody.
Can you just
said
define? You're talking about the server, please. I was doing something else. So please, can you just repeat what a server is again?
who's speaking, please? Your name, please. I'm trying to remember everyone's name.
Okay, this is Victor on the line.
Victor, right? Clearly, Victor. So I said,
Yeah,
well, at least I said a server is a computer or software system that receives request and provides response. Are we there? So when I say when it comes to a client now, we have the client and server communication because that's everything about the internet. So by the internet now, you have a client that makes a request, and you have a server that returns a response. Are you with me, everyone?
Yeah,
Are you
okay,
there? So, all right. So
yeah,
I said
yeah.
what a server is a computer or software system that receives requests and provides responses. So mind you, a server has to be connected to the internet. If it's not connected to the internet, it is it's just an ordinary computer in a way because if it's not connected to the internet, there's no way it can receive the request and therefore we return a response. How would everyone? So now moving on to this diagram over here, I said now. So this is just like the diagram that happens behind the scenes. So when you as a person goes to your browser and you type in a certain URL like google.com or your facebook.com or your instagram.com, that's a domain name itself. So I'm going to come over here. So now here you make a request. Let me just put like a domain name. Domain. Yeah, let's say www.google.com. So it can be any URL, it can be any domain itself. So this is a request. So here is the request. So now whenever you go to a browser now and you type in www.google.com, what I'm trying to say is that server, where is the website for this domain? I know me. That's the question I was saying. So the question is just saying yeah, you're just saying server, where is the website for this domain? I don't know one. So that what happens when you go to a certain URL or a certain domain and make a request. So if I go to just google.com over here, I press enter. So now when I press enter, you see I get this interface, right? I remember. So now what happens that the things that happens behind the scenes before I can get this response, this interface here. So things that happen behind the scenes, everyone, is that first thing first, we need to know some certain things that happens behind the scenes. You have to know the first thing first, you need to know the DNS. Let's go over here, let's type in DNS. So now this DNS now everybody means the domain name service, or the domain name system. So now this domain name system, everyone does what? It's like let me say sorry. So I read my one. So first thing first, everybody, there's some things I want us to understand first of all. Things happen behind the scenes when you go to your certain domain and get a response. First thing first, you need to know some certain keywords or some certain terminologies itself. So you need to know the DNS. You need to know about the DNS itself. Then you also have to know about the DNS and the IP address. I remember. So these are just two major, two important stuff on the internet itself. Remember, I said the internet is a what? Is a network of global connected. It's a global network of connected devices, right? I remember. So first thing first, for you to know the address of a computer, right me, that comes in the IP IP address. So now this IP address, everybody, is the address of each computer on the network. I remember the IP address, full meaning internet protocol. I want to make this thing bigger. So the IP address, everyone, is the address of the computer on the network itself. The IP address is the address I remember. So can I watch my screen, everybody? So I want to know that if no one, I hope no one is confused or anything about. I'm not rushing too much in a way. So I want us to know. I want to know if I'm going on the same on a cool pace in a way. So first thing first, when you have these clients, so when a client makes a request to a certain server or say a certain domain itself, the DNS, which is the domain name system, checks the domain and then maps it to a certain IP address. I remember. So now the IP address is the address of the computer or the server on the internet. I mean, so now me typing google.com over here, I don't really know the address of the server itself. So when I said the server does what? The server returns a response, right? I remember. And then this server itself, it has an IP address. So this IP address is where the server is located in on the internet itself, on the network of computers itself. I mean, just for example now, if I myself have a name, right, and I also have an address where I live, right. So if my friend wants to come and see me, he has to know my address. I don't want. Now without my friend knowing my address, there's no way he can get my site or anything. I don't mean. So that's what the IP address also means for the server. So the IP address is just the address of the computer on the internet. And so for example now, let me just come by and just show you these examples of certain IP address. Examples of IP address. So we can also this 192 blah blah blah, right? So let's go by say e.g. If I say 192 points, that's what's saying here, 168.32 blah blah, 168.32. Oh, sorry. So what's my system now? Okay, 162.138 blah blah, and then 170. So now everybody. So this is an example of an IP address. So you as a human being now, can you memorize this IP address in your head? Everyone. So let's say you have a site. Let's say you have a site now, or you say a domain itself. This is the IP address of the server itself. So now imagine you have facebook.com, twitter.com, you have your various URLs. So instead of using the domain name itself, you're using this IP address. On normal day, for you humans, there's no way for us to memorize this address automatically or as fast as possible in a way. That's why you're a genius. Anyway, so now this comes in the DNS itself. This DNS itself is like it's like a service, or let me see, a phone book on the internet itself that does what, that maps this your domain here, this your URL is over here, this your google.com or your facebook.com, it matches it to the IP address of the server. Are you there with me, anyone?
Excuse me,
Anyone
can
with
you
me?
come
Okay,
again?
so, yeah. So where's the, I don't understand.
No, just the domain names, the domain name system. That's what I just want to come again. Sorry for the
Oh,
delay.
all right, right. So now, okay, yeah, okay, no problem. So I just want to confirm here. So now, as I was saying now, when it comes to your client now, right? You go to your google.com. So now let's say domain name. So now let me just convert. Let me just include my, okay. So here you have a domain name. I mean your domain, yeah, your domains, yeah. So for example, you have your google.com, your instagram.com, your punch.ng, right? So these are all what domains. I remember one. These are what domains. So these are the site that you visit. So these are the site that you visit as what on your browser itself. So most times the server itself is where you get your response. The files that are stored on the what. I'm saying this whatever all the things you get over here comes from the server itself, right? So now what happens behind the scenes that whenever you visit this www.google.com over here, automatically you don't know where the server is. The server that hosts the site of this the server that hosts the files of this domain. You don't know where it is, right? So now then that's where this DNS word comes in. So this DNS line is like a phone book, or let me say like a call log itself, let me say a phone book itself, where all the domains are stored, and then what and all the IP address of these domains are also stored. So what it does that what this domain name, this DNS now does what checks the domains or the logs itself or the records itself, and then checks the IP address match that mapped to this domain name itself. I don't mean. So remember I said the IP address is the address of the server. I mean the IP address is is address of the server. So now once the DNS checks the phone book or let me say the records of all these domains, it then does it maps this domain to an IP address. So let's go put a random IP address for now because I don't even know the when it comes to Google's IP address, they have numerous. So let's put a random address for over here 168 138.170. So let's just assume this is the IP address for google.com. I remember. So this is the server. This is the server's address. I remember. So this is the server's address. So this DNS over here checks the core record. Just put a comment. Let me just put it over here. So the DNS, make it smaller. So the DNS checks the DNS checks the record, checks the phone record, the record itself, and then maps the server or let me say the IP address to the domain. So this is just a broad overview. Yeah. So you can also see this text over here. So let me just zoom in again. So with me everyone. So this domain over here, which is your google.com, right? So whenever you visit google.com over here, the DNS checks the domain in the records or let me say in the phone book itself, and then checks for the IP address attached to this domain name itself. So once it gets the IP address, remember the IP address is the address of the server itself. Let's go over here, add it over here and say address. Okay, let's put IP address of the server. Server storing the files of the website. So do you all understand this diagram, everyone? Everybody? So before I move on, can someone just explain what you have said so far before I move on? Can anyone just explain what I've learned so far? Can anybody offer just one person, please? Just explain what I've said so far. Just maybe are listening. So hello, Mike Nixon, can you please move on? Okay, Teslim, you can carry on, Teslim.
It's on already. Okay. You explained
Okay, Mike.
the client and the relationship between the client and the server system.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. So carry on.
Okay. Yeah. You also explained what a domain name system is and the internet IP address. So you said the client is a device that makes a request for something, and the server is a computer or software that
Yes.
receives the request and gives response. And everything
Yeah.
is connected on the internet. That is a network of interconnected devices. And you said IP
Yeah.
address is the address of the computer or device on the internet, where DNS connects domains to IP addresses. So yeah, that's what you.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. So, Mike Nixon, you want to say something? Hello, Mike. Hello, Mike. You're raising your hand. You can carry on, please. Is there no other person raising his hand? I think Mike is not available right now. Uh, okay. So you're moving on then. Since Mike is not responding right now. Okay, for me. All right, Mike. Okay, okay. And okay, anyone else want to try? I think I was seeing if for me business partners now. Okay then. All right, then moving on then. So I was saying, okay, for me, you want to say something, please? You can carry on for me. Hello, Fumi. You can carry on.
Hi, good evening, sir.
Good
You
evening.
asked if you can explain what you've said so far, so that's what I want to talk on.
Yeah. So carry on, please. You already
Yes,
muted
sir.
me
It's not
already.
me. It's a friend. It's not me. It's a friend.
All right, so Fumi, you can carry on. You can keep on explaining. You can carry on, please. So you wanted to explain. You can explain now. I'm listening.
No, it's just
Okay.
about what I've learned so far, how the internet
It's what I
works,
will. Yeah.
how
So
the
I'm listening.
internet
So can you
works.
just tell us, please?
The internet is, it's a data is a global network of interconnected computers. Then we learned about the client server communication, where the client is the device that makes a request, and the server is the machine that provides service to the clients over a network. Then I learned about
All right.
the DNS, which is domain name system.
Yeah. And so what does it do?
It checks records and map the IP address to the domain system. Then the
All right.
IP
Cool.
address
Thank you.
too is the it is internet protocol address. So it is the address that the computer, it is the address of the computer on the internet.
All right. Cool. Thank you very much. Thank you for me. So a round of applause for me, everyone. She got it. And also for the testing also. For if like I'm being partial. All right. So moving on, everyone. So now once the DNS has gotten the IP address, anyway. So once the internet has gotten the IP address of this domain, anyway. So now they comes with a connection between the client and the server. I don't remember. So once you get that connection, which is your HTTP whatever. So as I was saying, once the domain over here gets the address of the server, then the client and the server then gets connected, and then the client can then make an HTTP request itself. So the client makes a request to the server, right? Based once they're connected, and the server then just returns a response in the form of your HTML, your CSS, and JavaScript. So just put it right here and say the server sends a response. A response. So when I say response now, it sends a bunch of files. I don't remember one. So it sends what a bunch of files like your HTML, your CSS, your JavaScript, your pictures and your images and so on. Can you say images, like videos, and etc. I don't remember one. So now these are maybe one of the few files that get sent to the as a response from the server to the client. So remember I said the server is is a computer, right? Right? It's computer or software that does receives a request and provides responses. So now responses can be in the form of static files. Your static file like includes your HTML, your CSS, your pictures. I don't remember one. So those are the forms of response that the server returns back to the client. So once the server gets this, and so once the client gets this responses, automatically you get an interface that looks like this. I don't remember one. So now these things now, so you get a response that looks like this. So that's your HTML, your CSS, and and your JavaScript. So these three ingredients are what I'm going to learning how to write in the nearest future. But for now, I'm just learning how the internet works. So mind you, when the client makes a connection to the server, it sends an HTTP request. So I'm going to come over here and just talk about HTTP request in a way. So you just come over and say HTTP. Oh, sorry. So HTTP request. Hope nobody's lost anymore. Oh yeah. Up all over here together and learning. So we already know what the DNS is and what the IP address is, right? I know why we don't go to our servers here and start typing 192 blah 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 over here because we don't know we don't really know when it comes to like the IP address of most computers. We don't really know itself. And mom say it's more easier to us to memorize the domain names itself, like a google.com and facebook.com. Those are what's much more easier for which to understand and to remember. Unlike your IP addresses, like your 192, let me say 127, blah blah. Like these are too hard to remember or memorize itself. So imagine memorizing all these IP addresses for like numerous domains or computers itself is not easy. So that's why the DNS comes in. So like your flutterwave.com, your facebook.com, these ones are much more easier for us to remember. I don't remember. So now, as I was saying now, once you have the connection over here, right? Then comes the HTTP request. So now HTTP means hypertext transfer protocol. Let's go back again. So HTTP means hypertext transfer protocol. So HTTP means hypertext transfer protocol, and what this means here is just it's just a protocol or a set of rules for communication. That's what it means. That's just in simple terms, it's just a set of rules for communication. Let's go over and just put there. Simple terms, it's just a set of rules for communication. I remember one. So this is what mostly the computer on the internet is they understand itself. So imagine you have maybe thousands or millions of computers on the internet. There should be a standard for communication. I remember one. So that's where the HTTP request comes in. So imagine you your Windows system are also communicating with someone else using a MacBook, with someone else using an Android phone, a tablet, or any kind of device. So they all use this same protocol. I don't remember one. So imagine everyone uses this same protocol for communication. So just like for example in Nigeria, when it comes to communication, the major language is English language. So if everyone speaks Yoruba or Igbo or anything, everyone communicates with English because everyone understands that language itself in a way. compared to what other people use. So that's where the English language comes in. But for our computers, we use the HTTP request to communicate with each one another. So now when it comes to the HTTP request now, there are various methods. Or you say a request can contain certain things. So for now, you might not understand it, but when we go, as time goes on, it will be much more easier for us to I wish you understand what it's all about itself. So I just want to give a broad overview of what the HTTP request is all about. It looks like in a way. So I'll give a broad overview. So when it comes to the HTTP request, we have various types. We have the get. For now, you might not understand it fully, but I'm just going to show you some things. So when it comes to the methods, yeah. So you have the HTTP methods. Yeah, we have your gets. We have your posts. We have the put. We have the patch. I have the delete. So for example, now I'm going to go to a site now, like I'm going to go to jumia.com via everyone. So right now I'm on Jumia. I will hear everyone. So can you see my screen, everyone? So you can see right now this place are what they are all these items here are loading, right? So now what happens over here is that you're making a get request to the server for all these items you see over here. I know everyone. So that's a get request. So over because I'm making a request to the server. So let me see if I can get it over here. I'm gonna come over. I'm not sure it's going to show. Let's see if it shows. I'm not sure it's going to show. It's not possible. I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay. So you can edit my my kid is not sure. So everyone, look at everyone. Just one second. Just look at this place. When I try refreshing the page, you see what shows over here, everyone. Just look at this place. So you can also see this place. Can you see all these items here? So you can also see these items over here. So yeah, over here, this is the request made by this site to the server itself. I remember. So you can see the various requests. So these are all requests that's happening on this server currently. As you can see here, these are requests. So over here, you see this is the payload. Let me see this is header. So you can see the method over here, everybody. So can we also my screen, everyone? So I'm just going to show you a broad example of what happens when you make a request on the client side to the server itself. So you can see over here, here is the request URL. So that's the address of the server itself. So where the server is hosted on, this is the address of the server. Remember I said your domain name. This is the domain name itself. So automatically behind the scenes, the DNS gets the IP address of this domain. How do everyone? So here you have the request method. Which you can see here's a post method. So I'm going to explain what it means, what this thing means itself. So right now, all you need to understand is just these three things for now: the URL, the method, and the status code. I don't know what. So you have the URL, the request method, and the status code itself. So the URL here is the IP, or the address of the domain name of the server itself, right? So that's the domain of the server, and behind the scenes, the DNS does gets the IP address and maps it to this domain itself. Automatically, the client and server gets connected. Then you have the status code or whatever based on the request address you're making. So this is another request again. So this is very long. Why is that just showing post every time? So I'm trying to see if I can get another kind of request. Let me see. So now right now most of them are showing posts for now. I have no idea why. I'm waiting for a get request here, but I'm not sure. Okay. So the camera see them over here. So here's a get request, as you can see here. So now what the get request does it turns so let's see the response here. So that is not showing. So it didn't already on the site. But as when we start on our own development, so I'm going to start seeing all these things one by one. So when we start developing, you guys will understand these things clearly, or I'm saying much more better. So where am I again? So where's my page? The count bar. Okay, yeah. So I said get now. So when it comes to get, what this here wants what get does is just what? It's just to get the what? So yeah, it just makes what a request for an item for makes a request. So when I say get now, just what it means that was just get a list of certain things itself. So just means you got a request for what or something. So that's what the get request what does. I know me. So just says what server get me this what. Oh, so on. So when you say get, just means you got request for what an item or items or items. I don't remember. So for example, you can say what get me a list of what of all the products on this what on this site. So that's where the get request comes in. And so you can see all these products you see over here. You get them based on the what on the get request. Are we there? So you have the get request. Also you have the what your posts. So when you say post does what is to create a what a new record on the what on the server. Anyway, so the post here means what is to create a new record or add a new thing. So post here means what create slash add to the what info. So for example, now when you go to your facebook.com or whatever, and you actually like create a new account, that's a post request. So if I come over here, I think where should I go to? Mm, let's see. Okay. So you are still signing over here, right, everybody? Why is it taking that to load? So I also want to go to the HTTP method itself. So I don't want to just bore us too much. So when you say create just what it creates or adds data to the what to the server. That's it for your post method. And when it comes to put yeah, this put over here does what. So if I want to update the information, so let's say I want to update the information of a record, or let's say you want to update a record, yeah. That's when you use the put method. And when it comes to patch does the same thing as what as it put, except that when it comes to patch, you can also just what update a record partially. So let's say for example now on your school site, or even if you create an account on a website itself, and you put in your name and your first name, your last name, and other details itself. So let's say you just want to correct your first name itself. You can yeah, you just what partially update what a record. I don't know one. And now you have your delete just what delete what a record itself. So this is what these are all the records that are on the internet itself. So there might be others, but these are the main HTTP methods itself. How would everyone? So now mind you, let's say for example now, okay. So now let's for example now you make all these methods over here. Okay, if I ask a question. Hello, Mr. Rabiu. I saw you raising up your hands. Any issue? Hello, Rabiu. Hello, Lawan. You're raising up your hand. Any question? All right, then. If she's not responding, I'll move on. So now, moving on from our HTTP records methods, we also have the HTTP your status code itself. So now, for you to track if your why is this wrong with my system? So we have the HTTP, okay, it's a status code. So now, whenever you make all these kind of methods over here, I want to know if you are correct or not. The status code will tell you if your method or your request has been answered or not. If it's success or failed. I don't mean that's where the status code here comes in. Now just say for example now I go to a site over here now. I'm going to intentionally misspell the domain name. You can see right now I'm using google.com with the triple letter. Wow, wonderful. So now, right now, I'm going to this google.com. Right? So you can see right now I'm spelling the name incorrectly, right? So now what you think is going to happen when I click on enter? Anybody? Anyone? What do you think happen when I go to this domain over here? Google with a triple E.com. Anyone? What
It will
happens?
give error.
And what kind of error do you think it will give me?
Maybe the
Correct yourself.
IPD and the iPad address is not correct.
Okay, so
So
let's
suggest the
let's
correct.
try it now. So I'm going to click on enter now. Let's see what happens. Oh, this one. Yeah. Like it exists too. It's not that wow. Yeah, I think that domain it doesn't actually exists. So you can see you can see I'm right now. So you can see right now I misspelled this domain whatever wrongly. Let's see. So nothing right now. I get no response. So right now you can see right now okay, why I'm not. Let's see. Sometimes look for a certain record over here and just try to see if I can get something. So now we've been to a site and you see something like 404 not found. Anyone? Anybody? Have you ever visited the site and you see 404 not found? Anybody?
Yeah.
So now do you have any idea what that means?
Yeah.
Listen.
So you've all experienced something like that, right? So you see 404 not found,
Yes, sir.
right? So now when it comes to status code,
Yes, sir.
all right, cool. So now when it comes to status code, there are various types. I remember. So there are various types of status code. So first of all, you have to understand is the one is the success code. So you have to understand the success code, which is the 200. So anyway, you see 200. So anyway, you see 200. So anyway, you see 200. Anything like starts from 2xs, that's your success. So any code that starts from 2 means what? That response is what? Is successful. I remember one. So anyway, see your so basically everyone understand the 200 and the 400. So anyway, see 4xx. So anything that starts from 4 means what? Is it what? It's a client error. I don't mean. So when I say client error there, now, that means you as a client, you type in something what? You type in your request wrongly. How do everyone? So it means so when I say client error, that means the error is coming from what? Your side. So your request is coming out in a wrong format, or you're typing the wrong information when you're passing in your request itself. So I think I can let me show something over here now. So I'm gonna visit a page here. So let's see everyone. So I'm trying to visit this page over here. So can we all see this page over here, right? So right now I'm getting this page for this item here. So that's what 200. But for now, so that means because it's successful, that is going to be what? It's a success what code. Meaning what the code will be what will be 200. I don't mean because I got this page successfully. That means the code here will be 200 because what I got the response right from the server. So let's say I'm going to come by and I'm going to change this item here. I'm going to just add a text over here. So right now, this server, right? Let me say right now, this URL now is incorrect for now. So now I press enter. That's what happens. So now it should show me the whatever. So now let me see if I can manipulate this domain to get the wrong one. Let's see. It should show me this, can you imagine? So now I think the backend right now has done some things behind the scenes to just check if this text includes whatever. Let me just hold on. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this thing for now and add my own stuff. Let's see. So can you see this over here, everyone? So now this is a 404 error. Why? Because we could not find the resource I was looking for that is looking for right now. So you can see right now I typed in web.html over here, right? But this file does not exist on the server. I hit one. So whenever you get a 404 error, it means that what the file on the system on the server does not exist. So the file you're looking for on the server does not exist. That's when the 404 error comes in. Right, me one. I don't. So we have the 404 error. We also have the same. We have the 404 error. We have the 300 error. Can you just put CSS3SS here? You can also say redirection or whatever. So we have the redirection. They also have your 5SX. So here means what? Your server error. So let's say for example your server is down or whatever, you get the status code of 500 or anything starts from 5. I don't know one. Are we all there? So you have your success for 200. So it's from 200 upward. Let me just put an example here. Someone said EJ 200, 201, 202, whatever, and so on and so forth. So you get your 299. So you can put any source code over here. So let's say 200 over here. 200 means what? You successfully got the request. So I think 201 here means what? Let's say you're using a post request, a post method. So you're trying to create an account or you're creating a record on the server. You get a 201 response because what? You're you've been able to create the record successfully. That's when you get the 201 record. How do one? So let's say 444. So let's put an EG 404. So when I say 404, it means what? Response not found. That is file not found or whatever, or page not found, anything not found, something like that. I don't know. So it might not really mean file not found, but majorly that what happens whenever you see a 404 record, a 404 code. It means what? Your record is not found. You can see over here. Right? How do you mean everyone? So most times now, so now whenever you see your 500 error, it means that what the server is down. I don't mean, so it means that what the server is down or it has an error on the server side. I mean one. So you also have your 404 final found. You have your 403. You have the 403, which is your forbidden. So all this are on the internet, just go to that side, you see them there. So you have the forbidden and so on and so forth. So you have 403 forbidden, you have 401 unauthorized. So everything has their own meaning. All right, so when I see your 500, that means what? Internal server error. What's happening here? Oh, so yeah, say server error. Yeah, means what? Internal server error. So is anyone raising up your hand? So now once we know all these errors now, all this status code itself, development becomes more easier in a way compared to others. So mind you, when we start using these records now, is when we start consuming APIs. For now, I won't tell you of APIs, we won't get you understand it clearly. So do you want to ask a question, anyone? I think I heard sounds. Okay, Sammy, you're free to ask a question, please. Hello, Sammy, you can ask a
All right,
question.
thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Uh, yeah, I wanted to ask from after the HTTP methods that you move on to the next one that you're talking about, the status code. I wanted to have how does it connect? Because how does it relate? How does this HTTP methods relate with the status code that you just explained? Not quite long, sir.
So now, okay. So now, look at this now. Look, for example, now. So I'm trying to think of the. Now, let's say, for example, now you asked to go to your. Let me say you're at home now, and you need something at the store or at the mall itself, right? So you need a piece of, let me say, a USB code, which you want to get in the store itself. So now you go to the store now, thinking you might see the USB code itself. So now you try to get that code at the store, but you don't see it there. What happens? What status code do you get there? Is it a success or a failure? Or a failed response? So you go to your store and you try to So I do understand what I'm saying. So it's a failed response, right? Because what you're not able to get that USB code at the store, right? I do me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I get it,
So
sir.
that's the same thing that happens. So that's the same thing that happens on the on the internet also. So when you as a client make a request on on the internet, so you make a request to a server, and the server does not have that file, right? So either you get a success code or a failed or a failure code itself. I don't me. Just what I'm saying now.
Yes,
So
sir.
now you as a person now, you go to your store now. You tell one of the just what they call those people that stay in the store now. Those people that sells one of them, and you tell them I need so and so, and they tell you, oh God, we don't get this, That's a what a 404 error. Why? Because what your request is not what they have on their server. I don't mean, or you see that's your request is not what they have in their store itself. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So now let's say that's the client error because that's what a 404 error. Because what you are requesting for right now, we don't have it. So let's say now they have that what you want. The USB the USB code itself. But on you opening the MC, when you unpacking the USB code, you find out that it already cut already. So that's the server error itself. Are you with me one? Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, I understand you, sir.
So that's what happens behind the scenes when you try to make a request on on your server itself. So that way the method and the status code what happens. MC that's how they relate itself. I don't know. So now any other question? Anyone? Any other question, everybody? Okay, for me. Okay, Olabusu. Sorry for no I can't see any clear you, but that's why I'm pronouncing that. But you can ask please.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So, my question is, I don't understand 3xx, the redirection under that status code. I don't really get it, sir.
So now, okay, so when it comes to redirection now, so now let's say you go to computer village right over here. As the word says redirection, you go to first shop. It tell you that so you go to first shop, you want to buy a laptop, right? And you tell them I want to buy this special laptop, and they tell you, oh God, we don't get this laptop for this store for this shop. Go to the next shop, go to the next shop with my side there. So what have they done to you now? They redirected you to that store, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't mean. So that's the same thing that happens over here too. So let's say you make a request on a domain, and you find out that that domain right now is let me say someone else has bought the domain already, right? So now so that you go to another domain now. So that what happens. That's when the redirection comes in. So they direct it to another URL or to another server itself. That's where the redirection comes in itself. You understand that now?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Excuse me, please, your message is no longer showing. Excuse me, please, your message is no longer showing.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's
Thank
a
you.
load.
Sir.
Yeah. All right, cool. So now once you understand all these things now, right? So you understand your HTTP method and status code, right? So back to our diagram over here. So I said the client does what? Sends a request, right? So it sends a request to the server. And so let me just make a recap again of what we've learned so far. So the client, right, makes a request to a URL, example your www.google.com, right? And then the DNS behind the scenes does what? Checks the what is records for what this domain, and then does what maps it to what a certain what IP address. For example, your 192 blah blah blah. But right now, this is not the correct IP address for what for google.com. I don't know it, so it might be in their record somewhere. So, but the DNS does what maps this domain to the what to the IP address. Remember, I said the IP address is the address of the server, right? So the server storing the files for that what google.com. That's where the IP address comes in. So now once this domain DNS gets the IP address, then there was a connection between the IP address. I mean, between the server and the client eh, exists. So once this server now gets the request, automatically server then does what sends a response of all the files associated with with that domain or with that website itself. So now I said the response includes these three items: your HTML, your CSS, and your JavaScript, and then certain files or images attached to it also. So now, so I just want to talk about these three items. So when it comes to most web pages, these three things make up the fundamentals of a web page. Your HTML, your CSS, and your JavaScript. There are three things that do make up the web page itself. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So I said so now HTML now is full meaning for HTML is your hypertext markup language. So HTML1 is your hypertext markup language. I don't know my system anymore. Yeah, I'm just going to duplicate this one. I just so we have the MC response. Yeah, server response includes that be HTML. The full meaning for HTML is your hypertext markup language. CSS is your cascading style sheet. And your JavaScript so this one has no full meaning or whatever. So now, so these three things right now make up the web page itself. So these are the fundamentals of all web pages on the internet. Your HTML, your CSS, and JavaScript. So mind you, this is what the server sends back to the client. And once the client gets these files, automatically you get this kind of interface printed on your browser. So what you see over here right now makes up comes from your HTML, your CSS, and your JavaScript. So you might take note of that, everyone. And this comes from the server itself to to your client. So right now I am the client right now because I'm visiting this URL. So I'm the client right now. So as a client now, while my system is loading, I get this response back from the server. So this response now I made up of three files. Your HTML, which is the hypertext markup language, CSS, it is what cascading style sheets, and JavaScript now. So these three files now, they do something, so they do different things on the on the web page. I don't know one. So now that's your HTML now. So HTML now represents the structure of the page. So here's what represents the structure of the page. So here's it represents the structure slash foundation. So you can say foundation also. Foundation. So why CSS represents what? The style of the page. Yes, it's styling. Style, I mean slash presentation. So now with that CSS now the site very very ugly. And JavaScript here represents the functionality slash behavior. So here is functionality, see interaction slash behavior. You want to say something? Is Mike is
Hello,
just now?
people.
Hello.
What is it? Huh? Picture.
Can someone inform us quickly?
No picture.
Hello. Your mic is hello, Mrs. Or Mr. or Mrs. Okay, thank you very much. So as I was saying, so the server returns a response. This is your HTML, your CSS, and JavaScript. So your server returns this HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So I said this state is they make up the web page, and they do certain things on on the site itself. So HTML right now represents the structure slash foundation. So everything you see over here. So this is a site here. Let's go use this example here. So everything you see over here, this is your text. This text is over here. These paragraphs, these buttons, these images. They are HTML elements. Everyone. So the text you see over here, this text, these paragraphs, these buttons, everything you see over here, your images, they are HTML elements. So now using CSS now, we cannot do what? We cannot make the CSS. Using CSS now, we cannot make our elements look as beautiful as this. So the CSS represents the style of our web page itself. So when I say style, your makeup, what makes it pretty? That's CSS. Out there. And then when it comes to JavaScript represents the functionality of the site. So for example, now I'm going to try and minimize this site. Okay. Trying to minimize the site right now. Right now it's taking time to load. Okay, let me try the other side. Okay. So you can also see my screen. So right now I'm going to click on this icon over here, everybody. And see what happens. When I click on this icon here, you can see this stuff gets displayed and this X shows over here. If I click on it again also, it disappears. So that's JavaScript. So JavaScript does adds functionality to the web page itself. So I click on this icon here, it shows, right? I click on the X again, it disappears. So using JavaScript, you can do you can add functionality to a web page itself. You can manipulate certain elements, you can change the color, you can do certain things on based on on an action, you can do certain things on the web page itself. So that's JavaScript. So CSS is for styling. CSS for styling, and then HTML represents the structure and foundation of the page itself. So any question anyone so far? Any question, anyone? So if I ask you now, when it comes to your server, your client and your server connection, what does the server sends back as a response to the client? What will you say? Okay, Awoluwa. Yeah, you can. Hello, Awoluwa, can you answer? Your mic is on. You can mute your mic, please. You want to say something? Okay, she's just saying. All right, you can go on, please.
Sir, please, can you come again?
So I was trying to ask a question. I was like, when it comes to the client and the server, right? And when it comes to the response that the server returns back to the client, what we say is part of the server services that it's part of the files that the server returns, part of the responses.
Okay. I think the HTTPS method, that's get. I don't know if I'm correct.
Can you come again, please? Can you come again? I didn't get what you said.
The HTTPS method.
No, I said when it no, I said when it comes to the client and the server, right? When the client make a request to the server, what does the server what's part of the responses that the server will give back to the clients, right? What does the server return send back to the clients? So all of a sudden you're not listening. So I have said based on my screen.
Back the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript as a response to the clients.
Right. So now start explaining. So yeah, but you can go on, please.
I'm giving you a response to the.
Yeah, I'm actually not hearing you clearly. It's like you're trying to speak out or something. Are you in the club?
Oh, no. When the clients sends the response.
It's not Friday yet now.
No, I'm not in the club. The server sends
I was joking. Yeah.
HTML, CSS, and JavaScript make up the
Like you
response
can.
to the clients.
So now I said based on this response now. What do they do? Each of these files. What did each of them do on the site? What do they represent on the page itself?
Okay, HTML represents the structure, a mix of the images, the letters, and other stuff on the site. The CSS is the style that makes it possible. The colors for the letters makes the website structure. And
Yeah.
JavaScript is the functionality. It increases the interaction between the websites.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, everyone. So I was like giving you up. So this basically what we're going to learn this next few weeks. So you can meet yourself on your mic now, please. Thank you. So based on these three items now, right? You have your HTML, your CSS, and your JavaScript, right? So these are the responses. You have your HTML as a structure, your CSS as the style. So you when you say style, so this the colors, the layout on the web page, that's what your CSS. How you can make your items look like this is your CSS. So I think I'm going to try and remove the CSS on this page, and let's say I just like without CSS. So let's see if we can get that. So I'm going to try and move the CSS on this page without. So let's see if I can delete it. Is it JavaScript? So I'm trying to look for this style, and let's see if it works. So I'm going to just let's see if style shows. If it's not style, let's see. I'm trying to see if I can move the style. Now you can also see one. So this is the web page without CSS. Can you all see this, everybody? So you as a client or as a user, can you come to this site and spend 5 seconds on this kind of site? Anyone? You are the person as a client. So you can see right now. So this is the site now without CSS. You can see how ugly it looks like. I can't read any information here. So you can see how big the icons are, everything. So this is how the site looks like without CSS. But with CSS now, I'm going to refresh the site now with CSS. Let's see how it looks like. So this is the site without. So you can see the difference in everyone. So you left or right, which one will you pick? Which one will you pick? Anyone? Left or right?
Right.
Why the right?
Right.
So why the right one, please?
Because it's more beautiful to build.
You like fine things, boss. All right. So that's the essence of those 3 files. So HTML represents the structure. So you can see right now, this is our web page without what CSS. So this is the structure of the of the site right now. So you have your text, your images, your buttons. These are what HTML what elements. So these are this represents what the structure of the site itself. So the structure of the foundation this is on the left side over here. So now this is our site now, which was the CSS was applied to it. So when we say what CSS the makeup itself, what beautifies the site is what is CSS. Are you doing? So this is CSS, and then using our JavaScript now, you can use JavaScript to add what interaction, to add functionality to a web page itself. So we're clicking on this now. This shows, right? So that's JavaScript. Click on it again, shows that. So that's what interaction on the web page, right? So now I want to spend the next few minutes now answering questions. So anyone, if you have a question, just please ask it now. Start with start coding or whatever. So if you have questions, please just ask your questions now for quite let's say a day or quite an evening. Any question, anyone? Anyone?
Yes, good evening.
Question? Yeah, good evening. Your name, please.
Yes, please. Good evening.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Good evening. Yeah, we can hear you,
I
sister.
came in a bit late, please. Yeah. Please, can you just mention the function of that HTML, CSS, and JavaScript again? I just want to grasp it very well.
All right. So you can see my screen, right? So currently, this is my
Yes, I
screen
can.
right now.
I can.
Yeah. So now on the left side now, I have the HTML file, which is just hypertext markup language. I do me. So remember I said when it comes to the clients and the server, the client makes a request and the server returns a response. So now one of the response that the server returns is sends back is the HTML file, the CSS file, and and JavaScript files. So each of these files do something on the web page. HTML, which is hypertext markup language, represents the structure or foundation of the page itself, right? And then CSS represents the styling, how you present your elements. That's what CSS. And then JavaScript then represents the functionality. So JavaScript brings life to the element itself. So you can interact with your elements, you can click on something, and when something else happens, that's JavaScript. Right? So now HTML now you can consider HTML as a skeleton of the word. So when it comes to human beings now, you can represent HTML as skeleton, because skeleton is also the structure of the body itself. So once you have your structure now, which is your elements here, this is your icons, these pictures, this text, these are HTML elements. So they represent the structure of the page. Then once you have your structure, you can now add your CSS. So CSS now represents your makeup for you ladies now. When you put your powder and you do that's what say it makes you look pretty, right? Your lipstick, whatever, that's makeup. That's CSS. So this CSS now you can do you can add color. You can fix the layout of the web page. So that's your layout, your styling, your color, your sizes. You can see your font size, your font style, your font width, everything. So when it comes to CSS, that's CSS. So in CSS, you can change the colors, you can change the layout of the web page. So it makes it look pretty. Either way. So using JavaScript now, you can add functionality to your web page itself. So have I been able to answer your question now? Hello, is she really listening?
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right, cool.
Yes,
You're
please.
welcome.
Yes, please.
So,
I get it.
all right, cool. So now, anyone else person wants to ask a question? Anyone? Okay, so we all understand this. Okay, Aulua, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, my question is, I came late to the class. I missed like about 40 minutes of the class. Could you please summarize
Wonderful.
what you explained in the beginning?
All right. So who's going to offer? Who's going to offer to do that, please? Anyone? So to be all listening. So who's going to offer to do that? Anyone? Okay, wisdom. Can you please carry on? Eloise, we can carry on, please. So I always don't understand the basic between any clients and server this since you talked so far. So you can go on, please, with my wisdom.
Okay, you're going to talk about the HTML and the CSS.
No, no, I
I don't
understand
You
the
can wait.
I understand those ones
So she
already. It's just the client and the server. I miss those area.
so like she wants to understand more about the clients, your servers, your requests, your responses, stuff like that. So what was taught at the beginning of the class. So let's go back diagram over here. So okay, I think user has disappeared. So I'm going to explain to you now. Just hold on, I'm just trying to look for the picture. I'm trying to look for where the case is here. So I'm just going to make a brief recap. So no one else wants to help,
Okay.
all right? Okay then. So about all right. So I said first and first, we have the client and we have the server. So a client is what is a device or
Yes.
application that makes a request for something. So at least before I move on now, you understand what the internet is all about, right? So you understand what the internet is all about? Internet. Okay. She's not there. So you have the client and you have the server, right? So the
Yes.
client here is your system or your computer or your application, your browser, right? So you have your browser, which is your Chrome, your Safari, your Edge, your applications, your Instagram, your Temu app, whatever.
Can you
Those are
please
what
just
the client
explain it?
itself. Yeah, so the client does what makes it what a
I
request to what a domain. Hello. So I'm giving a recap now about just what we did so far,
mhm.
right? So I'm explaining right now. So the client makes what a request to what a domain, which you can see right here. So your domain is like a google.com. So mind you, the client does not know the
Okay.
address of the server,
I'm here.
right?
I can hear you.
So mind you, the client does not knows
Okay.
the address of the server. I remember I
Mm.
said the address of the server is your IP address, right? So the IP address is the address of the computer
Yes.
on the internet, right? So that's the IP address, which is this here. So this is where really this really where the server is this is where
Mm.
it lives right now, not this your domain, not your domain, whatever. So now
Okay.
this DNS over here, so this DNS over here, which is your domain name system, checks essentially the domain name system like a let me say a book or a phone book itself that holds all the records about all the domains and all their IPs. Are you there? So now this DNS now checks his phone book or his records and checks for this domain and it checks and then maps it to the IP address attached to that domain itself.
Yes.
So once it gets the IP address, which is the address of the server, automatically you get the connection within within the client and and the server. So then comes in your HTTP request. So once they have a connection, the
Okay.
client then does makes an HTTP request to the server, and the server does it does a response, which is your HTML, your CSS, and your JavaScript. So have I been able to explain everything so far? Are you there?
Okay, so
So any other question,
yeah,
everyone?
yeah, we'll be answering every other question in the quad. So my biggest, if
All
you have
right.
any other question, please raise up your hand. I'll do. So wisdom, what's your question?
So,
Sorry, Mr. Okoro,
my,
I want to need to wrap up the class because the longer the recording is, the more space it takes. So, Mr. Wisdom, let's have you, please. Just Mr. Wisdom.
so we have already talked about the HTML and the CSS.
Please, can you type your question? We are not hearing you. Have any connection with content? So basically, this is a front-end development course. This is a front-end development course. Mr. Wisdom, you can type your question. Your mic is not clear. So I just want us to firstly let's give Mr. Ope a round of applause. I mean, it's a lot. It has opened our eyes to a lot of things. And if you are learning self-paced, I remember when I started in HTML, I never learned all of these things. It was when I got to school and I was able to learn all these things. So this is computer science level class for you. Computer science level class for you. Not everybody will teach you this. I'm telling you. So it takes an experience to take you through this. And if you look at the virtual class today, I think we talked about setting up your environment. And who can just like who, if you know you attended the virtual class, just give us a summary of what the class was like. What is the functionality of JavaScript? Okay, JavaScript is a programming language, and the functions of programming language is to instruct your computers to do stuff. I remember Mr. Okwe said basically your computers are servers, and the basically what the internet does is that it connects computers together over the internet. Now, to tell computers to be able to communicate with each other, one of the tool that allows for that is JavaScript. It is the language of the web. You have learned something like I don't know if he spoke about API keys. API keys. You have learned about post, push, get, request. All those methods, HTTP methods he spoke about. For those HTTP methods to work, they will need JavaScript. Without JavaScript, they cannot work. So JavaScript is a programming language that used to instruct computers to do things. I hope I'm able to answer your question. Yeah, so beyond that, it's used for animations too. It's used for functionalities. You know, look at some websites, see crazy animation is used for that. And it's also, you are going to be teaching you a framework called JavaScript. It makes building website easy for you. So without JavaScript, you can't use the framework. So JavaScript is a core, core tool that you need. I hope I'm able to understand. Someone is even giving you or a instance already, so that's a full detailed explanation of it. I hope you understand, Mr. Wisdom. If you understand, just give us a thumbs up. And if every other person understand what I said, just give a thumbs up. So I want one person from today's that attended today's virtual class should like give us a summary of what the class was like. I want to hear honest review from everyone. What you learned today from the video, from the slide, from the blog. Just one person, please. One person. Please, I need one person. Please, just one person. Please. Okay, thank you very much. Mr. President, let's have you. You can meet yourself, sir.
Um, I learned the internet working with you. I learned the clients. Can you hear me?
Your mic is kind of, I don't know, is it my network or my yours? Like, am I the only one finding it as to yeah?
Yeah, it should be the network.
I think it's me. Is it just me? Okay, if you attended the virtual class today, give a thumbs up. If you attended the virtual class today, give a thumbs up. I'm saying name more. Okay, I've one person. You can't hear me. If you can hear me, give a thumbs up. Okay, if you can hear me, give a thumbs up. Sorry, my mic was off. Okay, now I saw one person. Yeah, I saw her yesterday class. I also saw her today. So magnificent. I think it's magnificent design. Yes. So how was the experience in the virtual classroom today? What were you able to learn? And was it seamless? Did you face any technical issue? You can unmute your mic and speak. Are we shy of?
Hello,
No.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, Mr.
Okay, so we learned the relationship between the client and the server.
No, I'm not talking about this
The
class. I'm talking about the
oh,
virtual
last
class.
class.
The virtual class. Yeah, with
Okay, yeah,
the
I've
AI.
not done that.
You have
I've
not
not
done
done
that.
that.
Please do that
Yeah,
today, so I can
yeah, I'll
get
do
your
it this
opinion.
night.
Yeah. So any other
Thank
person
you.
that attended the AI classroom today? YouTube your VS Code. Okay, so I think I'm seeing couple of hands. Okay, I think Mr. Samsudin. Yeah, let's have it, sir. Good evening, sir. You tell us your name, where you're joining from, and how was the virtual class experience?
Hello, good evening. My name is Sumanu Shamsuddin. I'm joining from Osho State.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. Actually, I'd gone through the virtual class and I was very impressed. I would say very, very much impressed. Everything was very smooth, very okay. In fact, it touches everything. Mr. Opemi actually has been teaching us since 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. So I actually like the AI. Everything was very, very good. In fact,
Okay.
it allowed for much more understanding of what we'll be teaching, will be taught later in the day. Kudos to you guys. That's
Thank
very
you.
good, I would say.
Thank you. There's no recording of the virtual class. The virtual class is always there. If you miss the virtual class, you can reattend to it. Basically, the virtual class was made to make the course self-paced. So there will not be any complaint that you were not able to meet up because you missed class. At least you have the virtual class. Yes. So and this class is also recorded. If you missed any part, you can get good on that. So I would be calling another person, Mr. Samuel. Yeah, let's have you, Mr. Samuel. Tell us where you are joining from, your name, and your experience so far at Web3.
Okay, good day everyone. My name is Bubakar Desame. I'm speaking from Oyo State in
Okay,
Nigeria.
sir.
I'm speaking from Oyo State in Nigeria. Oyo State, Nigeria.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
my own experience with the learning today was it was interesting actually because and also I know the part where you can choose between practical, builder, and theory because I feel like that was what I actually love about that. And I also love the part where you can interact with the where you can learn the when I was learning that VS Code and environment, I was having issue with the video. When I was there with the video before, I thought I have to check other places, but when I later saw the write up, the theory parts that was shown to us, I actually love that one. So that's what I love, that's what I explained about. And also I learned about the VS Code, how to set our environment. I learned about the three extensions, live server, auto rename tag, and also the
Okay.
prettier. I think prettier is to make the formatting very good, and then our live server to connect to the live so that when you're working to be showing live direct to your dark Chrome or browser, any other. Also, you have the auto rename tag, which changes the tag name and rename it after you're done with. And also, we have this. We talk about the GitHub. I think I had an issue with the GitHub because my Git clone was not connecting to the VS Code. It was showing error, so
Yeah,
that's why I'm stuck at
you
that
have to
point in
download.
time.
You have to
I'm still
download
stuck there
GitHub.
at that point.
You have to
Yeah, so I have
download
to get a
GitHub.
little gift about it.
Yeah. So
Okay,
I
okay,
think
sir. I think
Mr. Okay,
that's why I
Mr.
stopped. I stopped that. I stopped at the where we are submitting the screenshot for on the page. That's why I
You
stopped.
need to.
That's why I
The
stopped.
thing about it is you need to complete it. You need to complete it to get your
Yeah,
cookies.
I'm going to complete it this
Okay.
night. Yeah, I'm going to complete it. Yeah, I'm going to
And you
complete
can
it.
continue from where you stop actually.
Okay. Yeah. It's there. Thank you, sir. Thank you
So
very
thank
much.
you very much for that. So you heard from Mr. Samuel. If you have not attended your virtual class, attend it this night. There are things we might not teach you here because we are rushing. We are a bit rushing the course. So there are some things we will not teach you here. But you see that virtual class, you will gain a lot. You will gain a lot. So level three, there are mixtures of lecturers, mixtures of teachers. The teacher you see on the virtual class is going to be different from the teacher you see on the live class, and so on and so forth. So I'll take one more question from one more person if I call it a day. So okay, I'm kind of Araulu. Sorry if I mentioned your name wrong. I'm really sorry. Yeah, you can just unmute yourself and speak.
Um, it's fine. It's fine. I'm actually
Can you like
having problem with the.
your name?
Okay. My name is Araoluwa.
Okay, around the world. Okay,
So
okay.
yes, yes. I'm actually having problem with the virtual class and the live code. For the virtual
Oh,
class, I could not download the VS Code into my system. It seems Microsoft was actually rejecting it. It was saying that it's not verified by Microsoft
what
Store, so it
PC are you
couldn't
using?
come again.
Like what device are you using? What's is it Windows 10, Windows 11,
Yes,
Windows 10?
um, Windows 10. Yes.
You're not supposed to have issues with VS Code. I think I'll have a private session with you, so I'll just show you. If you're having issues to any issue, you can reach out to us anytime. We're always available. Yeah. Like I said, I'm your personal mentor, so yeah.
Okay.
So reach out to
Okay.
me.
Yeah.
Although we'll be adding all the instructors to the group. For now, all the instructors are not in the group, but we'll be adding Mr. Akwe, including me myself. I'll be added to the group tomorrow. So you can reach out to anyone. There will be tag names for each and every one. So you can reach out to us. So remember
Good
I
evening.
said,
Good evening. Good evening. Please, can you
And
hear
for
me?
the live
yeah,
code,
we can hear you.
I am also having problem. Sorry, I'm not done with
Okay, I'm
the
listening.
question. Yes, and for the live code, so I wasn't able to access it. I don't know what was
Why?
going on.
So if you
I
see
don't know.
if you have any technical issue, just screenshot it and send it to Kemi. Screenshot the problem and send it to Kemi. So she will fix it for you on spot.
Okay, yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
So magnificent design. Let's have it.
Good evening. I'm so sorry. I pray that you can hear me. I'm so sorry that I did not respond the other time. I was kind of like in a traffic and this is kind of noisy, but I have a question. That's why exactly. Let me try and talk to the
Type it
safety.
on the chat. Type it on the chat. Yeah, we're gonna start
So
now.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
I'm
you,
so
boys.
sorry. Okay, my question is, you asked about the visual class. It was actually very nice and it was straightforward to the point that I can actually understand very well. And it actually talked about the VS Code, and from the video, the person said that what most code I use is
What more questions? Ah, a network has gone. Okay, magnificent design. You can just type it in the chat. Yeah, we're not going to say
from a
W's
place
in the
where
chat here.
we're given work to do, like where we are supposed to like write a code, and there was an interface, and where we are need to like write the same particular thing. So I kind of like do the same thing, but I was showing error. So when it was time to like ask Miss Kemi a question, I typed my question on like the question I really want to ask. There were questions that we need to like click and give a response. But there was nothing whereby I can actually type my own question and give him an answer. I type a question, but it's still saying that it's available for me to like listen. Not responding to my question. I type like two questions, but there was no
Oh,
response to my particular question. The only
thank you.
question that
Thank
Miss
you
Kemi
very
was
much.
responding to was
The
the
ones
ones
that
that were
were being
available.
recommended. Okay, but I thank you very much for pointing our attention to that. I really appreciate it. So we're going to be fixing that. Yes, we're going to be fixing that. So you can, what we're actually planning is that you can on voice mode and basically ask the AI question along the line. So that would be
Okay.
available in the next update we're pushing. So don't worry, you'll be able to interact with Kemi in real time. Yeah, like that is V1. That is our V1 version. So V2 version is coming very soon. So I think that's all. Yeah. So like I said in yesterday's class, public building is very important. You learned a lot today. It's the same you that learn VS Code, the same you that learn about how the internet works. Have you told anybody about what you learned today? I saw some people post on their status actually yesterday, and I was actually amazed. I saw some people posted on Twitter, LinkedIn, and they tagged us to it. It's nice, basically. That is public building. Now, you might not get your roses today, but consistency is what pay in this tech world. People are watching, like I always say. So take a bold step today. Screenshot this class. Write a summary of what you learned. People love story. When you tell story about stuff, they love story. Tag Web3 to it. Tag your friends to it. Tag people in tech to it. And before you know it, you start getting your own followers basically. And also in our week schedule for the week, there is an assignment. So the assignment is going to be officially dropped on Friday. It's going to be more like a weekend assignment where you all do in the weekend. You get so, but now psychologically be preparing your mind for it. That is why it's on that plan page. So psychologically be preparing your mind for it. So when it comes, it's not a shock. And everything you need to know before the assignment, you get it. So with that, thank you very much. Always log into your portal every morning. It is very, very important. Always log into your portal every morning. If you have any other question, any other contribution, you can just ask one more question and we'll call it a day. So I want everyone to do something. This is what I'm going to be using to mark attendance today. I mean, all around the whole. Okay, Mr. Samsudin, let's have you. So as Mr. Samsudin is talking, I want everybody to type. What I want to do is funny, but I mean, in between, the class does not need to be boring. Okay. So you are
Thank you
going to
very much.
type in the chat. Everybody has access to the chat. That is what we're going to use to mark that attendance today. So you are going to just put developer in the chat, not W's in the chat, developers in the chat. So everybody, let's do that. Developers in the chat. I want to see the chat buzzing. Yeah. That's it. Developer. Yeah. I can see Prince. It's rotating mic. Okay, let's have it. So, Mr. Samsudin, let's have you. Everybody should do it too because that's your attendance. So that's your attendance. Okay, from next week, what we'll be doing now is that we will connect the live class to your dashboard so that if you want to enter, we are taking attendance directly from your dashboard. So that when you enter your XP points, as far you click on the link to the dashboard, it automatically just records that you attended the class. Do you get? So you'll be seeing the record for your live class in your dashboard now. I'm telling you that everything you do here is recorded. Everything you do here is recorded. So take note of that. I will still be doing collaboration between courts, a collaboration and competition between every court. So get ready for that. If you enjoy this class, can you give a thumbs up and just, I mean, it's a lot. I learned a lot also from this class personally. I learned a lot. So don't miss. So the next class, Mr. Okwe's class next week is going to be on Monday and on Wednesday. On Mondays and on Wednesday, same time, 7 p.m. Don't miss it. Same time, 7 p.m. And virtual class is going to take the remaining days plus career class. We're going to be having another career class on Monday, so get your mind prepared for that. So, Mr. Samsudin, let's have you lastly before we call it a day. Okay, Mr. Samsudin is not saying anything. Okay.
I thought you are still saying something, so that's why I kept mute.
Oh, you said what?
I was how you are still talking. That's why I
No, you
stopped.
can
I
talk.
couldn't
I've given you the
say.
mic. I give you the mic.
Okay. So actually, what I want to say is, before we started the class, actually, when for the onboarding yesterday, we were told to do some activities that will be rewarded with some SP. I don't know how they want to go about that because I can see
Yes,
that some of us
okay,
are
that
actually
we are
bladder in
going
that
to
court.
we are going to do that. We are
Okay.
going to be doing
Okay.
that. Yeah, we are going to be doing that. Now, like I said, that is why I actually thought about this system of instead of telling everyone to drop a screenshot, what we'll use to track your attendance will just be the Google link will be linked to your dashboard. So your SP points will be rewarded to you directly for attending the class. So it's more like your dashboard will be
Okay.
connected to the Google link. So it's going to be easier. Because if you say we should start collecting names, because to get that, to give you SP points, we have to have your email and we have to know you. You get so it takes a whole manual process and it's a lot on our end. That's why we just say, don't worry, next week your SP points will just be automatically given to you. You get, so if you miss class, if you don't miss class next week, from next week, Monday, I think Monday, we're having Monday class, Tuesday class, three class in a week, three live class in a week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's all we ask for you. Evening. I believe that everyone is most likely free in the evening. Even if you are not free, there's going to be a record then for you. So with that said and done, I really appreciate everyone, developers in the chat. So I see, let me make a shout out to everyone. We are closing already. We are closing already. I see Jessica. Shout out to Jessica. Shout out to Ogunlade. Shout out to Akiku. Shout out to Brett Tutor. Shout out to Ade Dokun. Shout out to Faith. Shout out to David. Shout out to everybody. I cannot mention everybody, but I'm taking note of some people. I've taken note of Teslim today. I've connected with Teslim like that. Magnificent design since yesterday. I already took note of her. Wait again. I saw someone. Ah, I took note of everyone, even though I don't know your name personally, but I'm watching actually. I'm watching, and you get why. So good night, everyone. Everybody, bye bye. Take care of yourself. Get your mind prepared and don't be discouraged. This is just the beginning. Yeah, this is just the beginning. Thank you very much. Have a nice night.